Have you ever wanted to change the light fixtures in your home, but you just didn't know how to do it? Well, this is AJ Willie with BS from AJ, and that's what we're going to be showing you how to do this week, so stick around. Today we're going to be changing this light fixture out. The only tools you should need would be a Phillips screwdriver, and if you have one, a voltmeter, and that's just to make sure there's no power coming to it. The first step you're going to take in changing a light fixture would be to turn your switch off. That actually cuts off the power to your light, and you should be safe to do it. Just in case, you may want to go back to your breaker panel and turn the breaker off as well to make sure there's no chance of there being any power on it. To avoid breaking anything, you can go ahead and take off all these glass pieces here that cover your light. Once you get them started, you should be able to loosen them up by hand. Alright, and once it's free, you'll actually have to take your light bulb out to get it off. But that ensures once you take it down that you're not going to accidentally drop it and break any glass. Alright, your next step would be to take off the two screws that are holding the top on. Alright, now as you can see here, we have two bare wires showing. Before you touch them, you want to take a voltmeter like I've got here, and you want to take and put the two ends of it on here. And the way mine's set up, if there was any voltage, there would be one of these lights that show up on here showing you how much voltage is going to it. As you can see, there's absolutely no voltage going to this. You want to double check this before you start trying to put your new fixture on, because you are going to have to end up wrapping the wire around that bare wire. And you don't want to touch it if it's live. You could get electrocuted. Alright, and here's our new light fixture. This right here is the base, which actually has the light bulb, the wiring, and this is what's going to actually attach to your ceiling. It's going to be a flush mount, so it's going to be right up against your ceiling. You're not going to have any gaps or anything like that. It comes with a bracket. It's kind of an adapter bracket to fit whatever size box, electrical box that you have in the ceiling. It comes with two screws, which is actually going to attach all this to the ceiling. And then it comes with your light cover, which of course just makes it look good. Alright, now the base, as you can see, you can go ahead and take your light bulb out, set it to the side, and you'll see this little insulation piece here. Now underneath that, you'll see this holes here. Now basically what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and take this bracket and attach it to the ceiling first with these two screws. Now once you have those screws just in there quite a bit, not all the way of course, you're going to take the two screw heads and you're going to put them into the big part of these holes. And then you'll just twist it and tighten them up from there. It's quite simple. It doesn't take a whole lot to get it done. It doesn't take very long to get it done. Alright, now with these old boxes like I have, you're going to see there's a screw that you can put in, or a place that you can screw in on either side of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our Phillips screws, and there's a lot of holes here, and that's going to just help you make it match, basically. So we're going to put one of them on this sliding piece, and then we're going to try to line the other one up with one of these threaded holes that are already in it. our next step is to go ahead and wire this up. Now you'll see that you have a white wire coming in and a black wire coming in. You have the same on your fixture here. So you're just going to get the colors to match. Now before you do that, if you can see the little wires right here, they're not solid like this one. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead and spin this and get them kind of all as one. And then we're going to take it and wrap it around kind of like this. And then we're going to take our wire nut and just spin it on in the same direction. Now to make sure that you have a good connection, you want to kind of just barely tug on this a little bit, make sure it doesn't come out. If it does, take it back loose and make sure, see like that one? Take it back loose and try it again. Alright, so that one's good now. Alright, now let's try this and let's go ahead and do this again with the other side. We're going to spin this wire like we did on the other one. And then we're going to tighten up our wire nut and make sure that our wire is good and tight. Now in new houses, and really you need it, there should be a ground wire coming in there. This house is quite old. It was built in the early 60s, I believe. So there's not any ground wires run. So for now, eventually I'm going to come back and fix it. But for now, there's a ground screw right here on the fixture. And once all this is attached and tightened up, it's going to ground this to the fixture. And that's better than nothing for now. You definitely want some type of ground on here. So what we're going to do is put this ground wire on here and tighten it up so that it's ground at least to the fixture. Again, you definitely want a ground wire somewhere, at least to the fixture, but it would be much, much, much better if you actually had a ground wire that went all the way to your box and into the actual ground. Alright, now once you make sure that all your wires are good and secure in your wire nuts, you don't have to do this, but it is a little more secure. You can take some electrical tape and run around these to make sure that there aren't going to be any wires touching your metal box. Just run a few little pieces around there. Or in this case over here, whoever put the last light fixture in left too much bare wire sticking through here. And you definitely don't want that. So I'm definitely going to be putting it on this one. It also makes sure that your wire nut stays on there good. It doesn't work loose somehow. Alright, now that we have that on there, we can take our wires and push them up here behind that bracket out of the way. Alright, now that you have all your wires tucked up out of the way, all you have to do is line these two screw heads up with the two holes I showed you earlier. Just like this. We're going to take one screw head, push through in that big part, and then we'll find our other screw head. And then all you have to do is twist it. As you can see, the big part's where your screw head went in, and it gets smaller so the screw can't come out. Once you have that on there, you're going to take your Phillips screwdriver and go ahead and tighten it up so that your light fixture is flush against the ceiling. Alright, it's good and snug. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and put our light bulb back in. And then if you can see here, there's actually threads kind of on the glass bowl here. So we're going to set that up here, twist until it's flush, and then tighten it up, just like that. That's all there is to it. Alright, once you have everything on, you're going to go ahead and turn your breaker on if you turned it off. And you're going to go ahead and turn your light switch on to make sure it worked. Alright, well that's all there is to it. Hope you enjoyed this week's video. Hope you enjoyed this week's project. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any good ideas for other projects that you'd like to see, leave me a comment and I'll get to it. Consider supporting us on Patreon so we can do bigger and better projects.